Hello Libra, and welcome to my channel Inspiring Life Changes. My name's Colette and I'm here today to do a reading for all you Libras out there, Sun, Moon, Venus and Rising Libra, and also for you cross-watcher Librans who are interested in Libra, have had a relationship with a Libra, or are in a relationship with a Libra. Not that you necessarily have to be a Libra, but also just be aware, cross-watchers, that this is a general read, and Librans, this is a general read, and therefore it may not resonate with all of you, but also for you cross-watchers, this could actually be your story rather than the person that you think that you're listening for. So just be aware of that possibility as well. And so if you're not aware of where the placements of your other like your moon and your Venus and your rising sign are, there will be a link down below in the description box for you to go and check out your natal chart, so that you can look up those signs and maybe go and have a look at the other reads as well as I put them out. As I said, this is a general read. It may not resonate with all of you. You may find that the other readings, your moon sign or your Venus sign or your ascending sign, may fit better. That's just sometimes how it is. So that being said, I'm also going to say I hope you're all well, Libra. I hope this finds you all okay at this time of difficulty. I'm starting all my readings off with one major Arcana card from a different deck. And so today, Libra, in fact, in general, when I was looking at your reading, Libra, I was a bit like, okay. It's quite full on, I feel, for you Librans at this time. Not least because we're starting your reading off the general overall energy here, Libra, with the Tower energy. So this is saying to me that at the moment, the energy that's kind of surrounding everything and what you're going through, the reason why it's happening is because you're having this Tower experience. And this Tower experience can be anything that kind of seems to come from an outside influence and kind of shakes your world completely. If you see here, the literally being hit by the lightning strike here, and it's toppling the top of this tower, and this character here is kind of being thrown from this tower being the structure that has been built up around yourself. So it kind of represents your life, if you like. And the tower coming in to a lightning strike coming in strikes that tower and kind of gives you a wake-up call, a shock, something that kind of sends you on a different path than the one that you might have originally thought you were going to go on. But it's a sense of kind of losing everything that you thought you depended on, everything that you thought you had kind of sussed out and you knew what was happening. But this also, for me, the Tower energy is about us needing to break free from our own restrictions. And at this moment in time, as I speak, we do have Pluto, Venus and Saturn who've all gone retrograde, and they're going to be joined by Jupiter in a few days' time as well. So we're going to have 4 planets all retrograde. 3 of them are outer, bigger, longer, lasting energy planets, as I like to call them. They have a bigger effect, and this can be seen as a very Saturn card, because Saturn is very much kind of establishment, rules, the way that we kind of restrict ourselves, keep ourselves in place, if you like, because we can't break free from maybe conditioning or the way that other people might look at us if we do try to break free. And there is another card that's come out here that's made me kind of think that this could also have a lot to do with that breaking free energy of the sense of other people, of us kind of trying to stand up for what we know is right for us and not necessarily everybody else. But this card, this energy is kind of saying to me, and also Libra being ruled by Venus, Venus going retrograde, it could also be having a big effect on your relationships at this moment in time as well. And that could also be personal, family, business, because of Venus going retrograde in Gemini, which is another air sign like yourselves, Libra. So let's see where else this leads us to. We have at the heart of your reading, Libra, another reason why I went, oh, the Sun card in reverse. So I'm feeling with this Tower card and this Sun card together, because you're starting your reading with a Major Arcana card, is that things are, you are literally, I feel like this is you here falling out of this tower, and this kind of represents this energy here somehow, this upside down, not knowing, not having insight or clarity or understanding about where you're at this moment in time as well. But I also feel as though it's kind of turned your happiness upside down. Now this could have been something that you weren't expecting, like it came very suddenly out of the blue. A sudden shock, a wake-up call about something that you just were not expecting, and like you were kind of in a happy place. You were kind of in a place of feeling that everything was okay, and then it kind of hit, and it is like now you're kind of seeing, well, I feel as though you're kind of asking yourself on some level, you know, did you kind of fool yourself into thinking it was one way when something was very different? There is elements here of just not having the clarity and the illumination about something, that something is being, maybe even that you're not ready to look at something fully at this time, Libra. It has over the top of this card here this King of Fire, and if you see here, he's also got this sun around his head here as well, which is why I kind of feel that, because the sun's behind him, and that's how I'm kind of feeling it. It's like either something is setting, it's either like something is kind of setting in your life here, with this tower energy as well, feeling like you've been thrown out on a limb and something is kind of setting in your life because it's behind you. But when the sun sets, you've also got shadows, you get a shadow. So I'm kind of, this is what I'm kind of picking up with this sun energy here, is kind of there's a shadow energy involved here. He does have his heart in his hand here as well, the King of Fire. So it could have something to do with you literally kind of having been very open about something to somebody. And it kind of, you kind of feel that it might have backfired somehow as well. But the Tower card, although it kind of, a bit like Saturn itself, it always works through adversity, even though it's a difficult time, even though it's really, at the time you're in it, you can't kind of see the wood for the trees. It's kind of like a real experience of feeling on very shaky ground, literally. It's kind of like, you know, you can't kind of grasp what's just happened. And it isn't until later when you look back and how your life evolves and changes from there that you can often see that there there's a need for that to happen because it takes you somewhere else. But I feel as though you're not in that space yet. There's this shadow cast over everything at the moment. And what's in your head, literally, as I picked it up earlier to show you, is this energy here of temptation, also known as the Devil card. So with the Tower energies, I was saying this could have something to do with you Librans, who are all very much about harmony and balance and justice and fairness, feeling that something, you know, that you kind of, you're trying to keep that justice and that fairness and that balance within you. But at the same time, I feel as though there's kind of a feeling of something that has been bittersweet. That this temptation, all that glistens isn't gold, because there's this very kind of glistening chest of gold here. And she herself, this kind of sleeping fairy, her wings always, to me, look like part of the apple, like they're part of the leaf structure of the apple. But this heart shape here is what really sticks out for me today as well, because of this heart shape here. Like you took a bite of something, but it's turned out to be bittersweet. And you're kind of having to look at this and, because in your head, it's what you're aware of, is that it didn't turn out to be what you expected it to be. There was kind of something else, what you were attracted to initially, and there has been attraction because it's temptation. There can even be a very kind of strong feeling of dealing with something that's very I don't like using the word toxic, and I don't like using the word addictive either, but something that you are finding it really difficult to kind of let the sun go down on, to like put in your past. There's still this shadow. I feel as though this is the shadow energy along with this sun here as well. It's kind of shadow, and I don't know why I'm getting this, but it's kind of causing this energy. But it has happened very suddenly. So yeah, this kind of something to do with your heart, Libra. Like a bittersweet taste. And you're still, I think that's what it is. It's bittersweet and you know it, but you still are attracted to it. You know it. You've realised it. But that doesn't mean that you want to just... You're having trouble kind of letting it go. And putting it in your past. And moving on and kind of transforming as well, because this is what he's doing. He's kind of here, you can see on his face. And so there's a part of you that kind of this could also be the other person as well, that this could also be the person who kind of has given you this apple to bite out of. This is represented by them as the King of Fire, the fire energy being Sagittarius, Aries and Leo. It doesn't necessarily mean it has to be one of those signs. It just means that they may have a very kind of charismatic, attractive, very dynamic energy about them, which is why you are so drawn to it, Libra, as well. You could be very attracted to this energy. And what you have moving away from you, which is more your own kind of energy, Page of Air, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius energy, is this reversed Page of Air. The pages are a younger energy. They're an energy of something that is kind of just beginning to take form in a way, just beginning to kind of mature. So it could have something to do with a young child here as well. But I feel that it's more about a kind of feeling of you closing off to something. It's a curious energy, the Page of Air. It's curious in the sense that it's curiosity. It wants to know, it wants answers, it wants to know why something is the way it is. And kind of the, you know, just because answer isn't enough. The Page of Air likes to have real answers, like reasons behind why. They're very curious, kind of seeking energy. So it could be that you yourself have kind of found out something as well, Libra, that hasn't kind of worked out in your favour, that you might have dug a little too deep, because there is also that possibility with a Page of Air that they can become kind of insistent. It has an insistent energy about it, purely because it is curious and it needs to have answers. And if it doesn't get those answers, it kind of upsets that equilibrium, literally. And I do see this as a kind of upside down scales, out of balance, out of harmony energy here as well. Like these literally being the kind of scales, and this is the kind of centre point. So it feels to me as though your centre is off balance and things are really kind of like on shaky ground at the moment. You are just feeling as though you're, you know, your world is kind of shifting, and you're not quite sure where you're going to end up mentally and emotionally, rather than necessarily than physically. I think this is more emotional and a mental thing that you're experiencing here, Libra. For some of you it could also be physical. For some of you it could also be kind of a feeling of kind of being sideswiped by something, and you know, literally not knowing where you are going next with that energy. Because we have underneath you here in your subconscious the Six of Fire, which is in reverse. And the Six of Fire has an energy of, usually when it's upright it would be victorious, very much like the Sun energy here. Again, I see a real strong similarity here. Usually the Sun card would depict victory, a happy outcome, and things working out for you. Even when it's in reverse, the Sun is still a good card to have. It just means that there's difficulties that you have to kind of work through and see through. And so if you look at these two cards, there is a real kind of similarity here, I feel. The whole kind of, just the look of them. And in both of these there's a lack of victory, a lack of feeling that you've been victorious. It's almost like something that you, and I think, you know, it has got something to do with this card here, this temptation, something that you felt you were going to get more from than you did. But you are still, there's still this attraction, like I said earlier, it's still there. And so with the Six of Wands as well, there could be this feeling of of being kind of taken down the wrong path, a kind of sinking feeling as well, because when it's upright it's about being elevated, so when it's up this way it's kind of just this heavy like lead balloon type feeling, and you may be feeling that literally in your gut, Libra, at this time, this kind of dread even. This kind of real, yeah, this kind of, I'm getting this kind of heavy, worrisome, yeah, just this dread, this kind of like you don't know what's coming next kind of energy. Although you do, there is people I feel around you who are kind of, you know, going to try and support you. Or possibly even you are losing that support as well, because when the Tower energy does come in, it does literally kind of sweep away all, it's almost like a restart in a way. It's almost like a, but it's a restart in the sense of I'm going to put it, it's not like a restart, it's like an unexpected, so it's like there can be something that happens that kind of you lose everything that you had, like a fire could just kind of wipe everything out, or a flood can wipe everything out. So it's that kind of restart rather than the restart of the world or the fall where you've kind of ended a cycle and something kind of begins naturally in that sense of like, you know, you're ready for it, you're prepared for it. This you're not. This energy, you're not prepared for it at all. And we have moving in here the Queen of Air. Again, your own energy, Libra, Gemini and Aquarius. In reverse. And I feel that there's something kind of quite cold about this today. There's a kind of icy feeling about this Queen. Somebody who has a kind of harshness about her. It could be just an energy that you're going to have to deal with rather than an actual person, or it could be somebody who you are going to have to actually deal with, who is not going to be particularly open and friendly and easy to work with in that sense. You may find them like standoffish, you may find them like quite harsh and cutting and kind of like, you know, they're not very helpful. They're not somebody who's kind of, but at the same time they are very good at what they do. They have a very strong understanding of what they do, their intellect. And this can also be somebody who has a very kind of, I hesitate to say sneaky, but that's the kind of energy that I'm picking up here as well. Somebody who has a kind of, one of those minds that works in a kind of, yeah, kind of a sneaky way. They've got a sneaky intelligence, if that makes any sense, if you know what I mean by that. It's like they kind of, they don't use their, in a way it is a gift, but they don't use that gift for the right reasons. They use it in order for them, for their own kind of selfish kind of gain. I get a feeling of superiority here actually. That's what I'm kind of picking up on here, is there's kind of a superior energy here of somebody who's very much wanting to be in charge of something. And I don't necessarily feel this is your energy, Libra. I feel this is more about you having to deal with somebody who has this energy, or a situation that kind of is represented by this energy. Something that you're going to have to kind of work through, work out, piece together, because it's not going to be forthright and easily like given to you for you to understand, Libra. And this person, like with this owl here as well, this person has this kind of insight. This is what I'm picking up on, I think, that they have this kind of sixth sense, almost sixth sense, you know, this kind of, and they may not even be aware that they have that, and that may be why they're kind of in a way abusive with it, because they use it for their own gain. That's what I'm kind of picking up here. So I'm going to do some clarifying, Libra, and see what the cards have to say for you without them all jumping about everywhere as soon as I pick them up. Lively. Very lively cards. Right, okay, so the Sun and the King of Fire. Why are they here for Libra? What is the message from the Sun and the King of Fire? Look, okay, you wanted to come out. Two of you wanted to come out. Ah, yeah, see, Justice in reverse. And I feel that this is kind of this energy here, the same kind of thing. It's like using that discernment and that kind of way of being kind of ahead of the game, using it against you. I mean, it's come out over the top of these two cards, which is the energy that I'm still picking up with this shadow type of energy. So there could be, because Justice is it's kind of a karmic card for me. It kind of says that the situation that you're dealing with is something like the outcome has already been decided because of the way that the actions, if you like, leading up to the situation has been. And so there is a feeling here that that there is this imbalance and this inharmony, which, oh dear, which I was also picking up with this card. Get it round the right way, Colette. With this card here, this imbalance, this kind of, if you see here, she holds the scales of justice in her hand, which I do feel is kind of very similar to this energy here, this Libran energy. And I feel that this is more your energy here, Libra, that you are feeling out of balance, that something isn't fair, that something is unjust against you. It could actually have legal connotations here. This could have something to do with the law itself. And you could be feeling as though something is not in your favour here. We have the King of Cups also, which is all about the emotions, which I was talking about earlier when I was saying about this tower moment, that I didn't feel it was so physical as more emotional. But this is an energy, this is a much more calming energy, a much more caring, sensitive, intuitive, intelligent on an emotional level energy. And this could be somebody coming into your life, or who is in your life, who is going to help you kind of overcome this or deal with this. Water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Somebody who likes fairness. This is somebody who kind of is very, very aware of what is fair and what isn't fair. And so I feel as though they're offering this cup, but I feel as though this is more to do with a kind of friendship, a kind of like a support. And I feel on some level as well that this could well be somebody who you don't know. An older person. It doesn't have to be a man just because it's a king. But it's kind of the antidote, shall we say, to this energy here. The energy that's moving in. It's like this person, because it's a water sign, I always see this as the Cancer energy in particular for me, because of this crab down here and the fact that Cancerians are very deeply emotional and sensitive. And they feel everything, their feelings and other people's as well. And so they really do kind of have this need, I think, on some level for things to be like fair and just. And so I feel that this could be somebody that you're going to come into contact with. But they're going to have an intriguing way about them, I feel. They're not somebody, because Cancerians are not people who go kind of head first into something. So you may find it kind of a bit odd with this person at first. Libra, you may find their approach is more kind of sideways than it is kind of full, the way that they deal with things. But I feel that this is more to do with kind of a lawful situation, I feel, Libra. For some of you out there. For others of you, I feel that this could be somebody who's coming in to offer you support that will become maybe something deeper. But not initially. It won't initially be a relationship. It'll be somebody who's going to offer support on some level. Whoops! I told you they were lively. Lively cards today. Too many, not taking all them. Sorry about that. So let's see what we have over the top of this temptation card. Let me just quickly see that I picked them all up. Yep. They just fell in one big clump. They are very lively. They've got a mind of their own today. Temptation. Why is it here? Oh, come on. Okay. So, I feel that this is a bit of a backstory. I always feel when I get a certain amount of cards, over 3 cards in fact, that it becomes more of a backstory than a kind of... So here we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is saying to me in reverse that there was a situation that either you achieved it and then it kind of fell apart, which could be this Tower energy here, or that it is falling apart and that you're kind of aware that it's falling apart. And it's over the top of this temptation energy here, or it could be that you wanted this and you thought you were going to get this, Libra, but in fact it was just kind of, like I said, bittersweet. But that doesn't mean that you've let it go. Strength card implies to me that this situation has left you feeling, like I said, deflated, like this lead balloon, like your strength is being used against you, or that you just don't feel as though you've got the strength to continue with this, Libra, that it's draining you. You're finding it very difficult to cope with or deal with. Again, I think you were expecting more, and you were disappointed in many ways with what actually turned out. The character of this person, I feel, was not what you thought it was, Libra. I think you thought this person was one thing and they actually turned out to be something completely different. A Four of Wands is saying to me that there was this challenge. It has been a challenge, because the Four here for me is all about kind of, this is the boat in the background of life, and this is you surrounded by this support, and this is upright. So it was like you could have asked friends and family about this situation. And they could have been very honest with you about it. May not be what you wanted to hear, and that may have also been the challenge for you, is having to actually listen to their advice and their understanding of something, because they could see how it was affecting you, Libra. Because you also have, and this actually came out upside down, you also have here the Five of Cups, which is disappointment, sorrow, somebody running out on somebody else, somebody not prepared to and I feel that this is very much this energy here. Somebody who is a bit of a trickster, let's say. And for some of you Librans, this may even be somebody who's really kind of taken you for a ride here. And maybe that's what this Justice card is here for as well. This Justice card, the law, maybe you've had to kind of bring this in, or you will be bringing this in and taking it further, taking it to court. Because I do feel that there's possibility for some of you Librans out there that this person just really am I getting? It just took you for a ride. They could see your good nature and they just took you for a ride. Literally. And when you wanted more, they just ran out. But by that time, they had already taken everything that they could. This could also be a card of divorce as well, which could also have something to do with this energy here. This upside down Justice card. But there is going to be a divorce, or there is a divorce that you're going through. But you are being supported, or you have been, but it's still, you still feel as though your world is kind of not as it should be. It really has kind of blown your world apart. That's kind of really all I can say. That's what kind of what I'm feeling. It's literally like this is you falling out of this tower. Literally has just kind of shocked you to the very depth of your core. Libra, I'm very sorry. It's not a nice situation to be in. But if you can try and see it as something that, I know it's difficult, but kind of that you needed to experience in order to be able to kind of wake up to it and not allow it to happen to you again. And then it's also kind of really making you look at things in a different way, I feel, as well. maybe that's also what this Page of Air is about as well. It's getting a different kind of look at things, a bit like Hangman energy. You're having to kind of reevaluate and re-question you. Over the top of this card, literally as I speak, we have the Knight of Cups. And I feel that this was you, Libra. This was you being very romantic and kind of idolizing this person and kind of not really seeing their flaws or wanting to really understand who they were even. So in a way, I feel as though you may now be kind of saying to yourself, well, how could I have been so stupid as well? How did I, you know, how did I not see that? How did I not see who this person truly was? It's because, you know, with this energy here, the Knight of Cups, which is kind of, it's a water energy, but it's also, for me, very Venus related, which is the ruler of Libra. And so it can kind of be very idyllic, very kind of like not wanting to see the reality of things. The Knight of Cups. And kind of closing your eyes in a way to, dare I say it, wanting love for love's sake, even kind of being in love with love. And the idea of love is what you're searching for it. So don't kind of beat yourself up about it, Libra. For those of you out there, those of you Librans who feel as though, you know, you should have seen it coming, you should have known better, take it as experience that you needed to be able to go through in order to be able to come out the other side, which you will do, and to have experience from the experience as well. I'm not taking them. Too many fell out at the same time. So what's underneath all this? The subconscious and the lead balloon. Okay. We have two of them turned over. Both in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles, which I feel is you here. This is about self-worth. This is about your achievements in many ways, because this kind of relates to what you've kind of achieved and put together. And I'm getting told kind of that this relates to this here. And for some of you Librans, that this was what it was all about for whoever the other person was. But it wasn't about what you had to offer with your love and your emotions. They were just after what you had, what they could take from you. And I just feel it's not been an easy situation. So for me, with this card upside down here, it's literally saying that you are feeling as though you don't have a lot of self-worth at the moment. You don't have much confidence in yourself. This energy here, this lead balloon, this dread feeling, this kind of just, yeah, deflation. A real strong sense of deflation. and the King of Wands upside down. This could have something to do with the person involved in this, because like I was saying, there is this charismatic attraction here. This person, it doesn't have to be a man, but I feel with this energy here, because it's fire, because it's Aries, it's Leo again, and it's brain's gone dead, Sagittarius energy, and I'm feeling quite strong Sagittarius from this card, even though it's got a sheep here in the background. It kind of relates to the Aries headstrong energy. I feel that this person here kind of offered you, Libra, the world. They offered you what you thought was going to be everything you ever wanted. But it turned out that they didn't have the world to give to you, basically. I feel that that's what this energy is here. Of that, you know, every time you asked questions, maybe also about things, every time you questioned them about things, they would get angry, pissed off, they would run out, they would make excuses, they wouldn't face you, they didn't want to actually tell you anything. So this person is kind of a larger than life character, and they may well have come from another culture, a different country. But there was something, yeah, something different about them, I feel, Libra. But it has kind of this energy here, your kind of creativity and your kind of sense of kind of lust for life, enthusiasm, kind of joy, optimism, that kind of thing as well is kind of, again, I feel like it's all been very deflated. All kind of been very, at this moment in time where you're at with all this, is still very kind of, it's very raw for you, Libra. So let's get a bit more insight into this Queen of Air, who she is and what she's about. Okay. Well, you have the Star, which is a healing energy, and a card of hope here. But I feel that all of this, if you look here, all of this Pandora's box, and this is all the nasty stuff that is kind of released out of this box, and it's this kind of energy of, like, it represents all the suffering in the world, really, kind of all the plagues and the hunger and just suffering in general, all the things that we have to go through on this planet. And I feel as though this is the energy of this person here. This energy here is like this and this still is moving in. So I feel that from this energy you are going to get hope, but not because this person's going to change, or because they're going to become nicer, or because they're going to, maybe they will learn a lesson. But I really don't see you getting back together with this person. I really don't think that's the case at all. But I think what you are going to learn from it is that you know, through all of this nastiness, which I feel that this person has kind of put you through and is still trying to put you through and is going to continue kind of putting you through all that nastiness, there is going to be this ray of hope here, which is possibly this reason why the sun is upside down here as well. Because the star does kind of represent an energy of connecting with something bigger than yourself. She has a rainbow around her as well, which is a sign of kind of, it's always seen as a very positive kind of, you know, people love to see rainbows. They're beautiful. They're a symbol of kind of something hopeful. They kind of stir something within us. And I feel that that's what this is about here. It's kind of something that's going to be stirred within you, that's kind of going to give you back your faith and your hope in your life, in yourself. And there will be, and there is kind of this healing process that will go with that. And it is possible that this King of Cups energy here could play a part in that as well. This energy, this kind of kind, compassionate, caring energy. It may also be you kind of taking care of yourself more as well, Libra. Learning to do that for yourself. So the star is a nice card to end on. It's a beautiful card. It's more uplifting. There's an uplifting energy in the star and a connection. It's kind of wishing on a star. It's kind of like having something that you can connect with, that you feel there's a future, that it's not just all about what you've been through. It's kind of suddenly realizing that there is more. So that, Libra, is what you are looking forward to after you've dealt, I feel, with all of this, because I don't think it's over. I think you've still got to kind of go through that process, whatever that process is. That could literally be a legal process for some of you. For some of you, it's going to be more a kind of emotional and a mental process. But there is hope at the end of this, and I think that's the kind of realization that you're going to come to. That it hasn't, even though it's been difficult, and even though it's been nasty, and even though it's kind of really knocked your world and you and changed things really dramatically for you, that in the long run you will be able to look back on it and see that it kind of helped to change your life somehow for the better. And it gave you more understanding, and some of you may even feel more guided to help others as well, possibly even professionally, I'm feeling, or getting here. That it could literally take you down a path of like becoming a guide, or kind of a counsellor or a healer or something like that. For some of you Librans out there, this could be the kind of end result, shall we say. Oh, this is a lovely card. You are good enough, says full moon in Virgo, which I think is very much related to this energy here. You are good enough, which I think you're really questioning at this moment in time, Libra. I just feel this very strong, deflated energy. That this is just really like you feel as though you've been kicked in the gut. and that you, I think with this Knight of Cups, in many ways feel as though you kind of deserved it for not being smart enough or aware enough, or but this is saying, you know, you've got to kind of put that behind you, and I think that's what I was picking up here as well. You've got to put that in the past. You've got to put that in the past and focus on your healing your heart as well, and know that you are good enough. Know that you are good enough. So, Virgo, full moon in Virgo. Virgo could also be to do with you kind of taking more care of yourself. Again, as I was saying here, because it relates to health, looking after your health. Could also maybe help you feel better as well. Giving yourself good food. Just little things. Little things that you kind of say to yourself, I do deserve this. I am good enough to have this. I can enjoy this. I have the right to have this. I give myself permission to have this. And it could have a lot to do with health. As I was saying, Virgo is related to the kind of health energy. And so by doing those little things for yourself, as I was talking about with this King of Cups card here as well, you are affirming that message to yourself that you are good enough as a person to have good things. And then you change your vibration, you change your energy, and you attract those good things back into your life. So let's see, we have this card, the Namaste Blessing card that came out for you today, Libra. Is the exact same card that came out yesterday for the Virgo reading. So I don't know if you've got any Virgo strong placements in your chart as well, Libra. You might want to check that out for some of you. But the Om Shanti Peace Blessing says, Om Shanti, blessed are you with everlasting peace beyond words or understanding. Blessed are you with tranquility and bliss. Blessed are you with the clarity that reveals the beauty of your soul and through which all appears as infinite, which is a beautiful card. But talking of clarity, with this Sun card here as well, and maybe this is also what this card is talking about here with your heart and your soul, and to put that shadow energy in the past. I'll just hold it up for you so you can see the actual message. And lastly, interestingly, we have kunzite, or kunzite, depending on which way round you prefer to call it. Beautiful pink stone, all about enthusiasm, interestingly, which I kind of feel is what has left you. You don't have much enthusiasm for anything, Libra, at this time. So the chakra that this works with is the heart chakra. So that's very interesting as well, as we were talking about this energy here with your heart. Also with the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups both being related to love and relationships, and the heart always gets hurt when it comes to relationships going wrong or not being right relationships for us. So the colour is pink, and it says, enthusiasm is excitement about the potential of life, an eagerness to discover what life has to offer, and an urge to get involved. The people of France have the perfect expression for enthusiasm, joie de vivre, joy of living. When you are joyful about life, everything you do is infused with enthusiasm. And I feel very strongly that this is what this is, these energies here. That this is your lack of joy of life. It's kind of like you feel as though it's just been taken away from you, Libra. Enthusiasm brings a quality of sacredness to your work or any endeavour. Because of your enthusiasm, you open a portal into which the universe can pour its cooperative energy and power into your project. What a valuable gift enthusiasm offers to the world. Maybe that's what this is also about, you getting back your enthusiasm for life here, the universe, connecting with the universe, working together. Your expression, getting turned on, beautifully illustrates the feeling of enthusiasm. When you are enthusiastic, you feel alive, as though your system had actually been switched on. In truth, your body shifts into a different bioelectrical state. The outpouring of enthusiasm from your open heart chakra activates endorphins in your system that makes you feel exhilarated and happy. Neurotransmitters in the brain begin circling energy in the body at an accelerated rate. The next time you feel really enthusiastic about something, notice your physical reaction. An increased heart rate, warmer skin, temperature, and a tingling along the spine. You have been enlivened, filled with life by the potential of an idea, a relationship, your work, or your existence. But what about times that you do not feel so enthusiastic? You may be motivated to do something out of necessity, but not really be enthusiastic about it. Like completing an assignment because you have a deadline, cleaning your house for guests, or cooking dinner because you're hungry. Make an effort to approach tasks you would like to avoid with a positive and enthusiastic attitude. Motivation driven by negativity will not yield the highest good. Good without enthusiasm. You rob yourself of a potentiality, joyful experience, and the overall quality of whatever you accomplish will be affected. Eliminate any unnecessary emotional baggage from your project that might come between you and your success. Our job with the heart chakra is to help you get in touch with the feeling of enthusiasm. We would like to paint a picture that you may relate to emotionally. Imagine lying back on cool grass waiting for and then watching firecrackers explode against a dark sky on the 4th of July. Remember the feeling of hopefulness, excitement and exhilaration that you experienced. They're talking about fireworks for those of us in the UK. Permit us to help you tap into that exuberant feeling so that you can access it whenever you need it. Sit quietly and meditate with your pink stone, with our pink stone body or our card. Sense the physical changes occur as you allow a ripple of enthusiasm to flow throughout your body and positive images to fill your mind. Notice your elevated spirits and emotional lightness. Anticipation is a natural companion to enthusiasm. Anticipation implies faith in the unseen future to produce a miracle. Looking forward to your next new relationship, job, or adventure invites the universe to fill your life with a wealth of rich experiences. Enthusiastic people are often open to a range of possibilities, allowing for unexpected good fortune. There are no guarantees when you set off enthusiastically in any new direction. You may think you know what lies down the road, but what really happens is often a surprise. There we go. That's that being knocked out of the blue. If you greet new experiences with anticipation and enthusiasm rather than fear, life can be an adventure, and the unknown will be a friend rather than an enemy. Enthusiasm will also breed spontaneity. Go ahead, Give in to this deliciously bold feeling. Occasionally do something without analysing every step. We are not advocating reckless behaviour, but we encourage you to move forward unreluctantly, without coercion from others and without restraining yourself unnecessarily. Doing so can help you free up a lot of creative energy that you may have been holding back. That's what I think this is about down here as well, and kind of holding everything back, stopping yourself from enjoying life at this time. Spontaneity helps create within you a place of anticipation into which the universe can pour your possible futures. If there is no room prepared for these experiences, they cannot take up residence. Then you will have to go searching for your good fortune instead of it presenting itself to you. Discover how you can bring enthusiasm into your life. Get excited, see how invigorating it feels. The positive effects of the passion, curiosity and imagination that are part of enthusiasm create a zest for life. Whenever you begin feeling down, remember your last experience with enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is an elixir for animating your spirit and your life. Allow its power to lead you to the next exciting adventure. Bless you on your journeys. So Libra, maybe getting hold of a piece of kunzite at this moment in time wouldn't be such a bad idea for you if you're feeling this lack of enthusiasm. I think it's quite easy to get hold of, and I don't think it's that expensive, and you can carry it with you. You can do whatever you want to, really. Talk to it, hold it, sleep with it, just have it around you so that it can kind of focus your attention. I feel somehow it kind of will help you to focus on that enthusiasm, because it will kind of remind you of what it's about as well. So each time you kind of touch it, you kind of spark that in your awareness, and then it kind of builds into something else. So Libra, I hope that this reading has been of some help to you. Please, if you like my video, could you thumbs it up for me? Thank you very much to anybody who already has thumbed up my videos previously. It does help them to get out into the bigger YouTube world, which is kind of my aim, and to get my messages out there so people can come back and check out my channel as well. So that's a really big help, thank you. And also subscribe to me, please, so that I can grow my channel and get my messages out there as well. That's another good way to do it. And if you tap that bell, you will also be able to get the videos that I'm going to put out in the future. If you're interested in any of my previous videos, you'll find them all up on my channel. And also share my videos if you think that there's somebody who may find something within this message that it may help them somehow, if they're having a difficult time at this moment in time and it kind of relates to their situation and they're open to it. Please feel free to share it. And hopefully, Libra, things are going to work themselves out. Hopefully this message has helped you to have some bit more kind of a positive outlook in what's happening in your life, and I hope that it all works out well for you. And so take care, and hopefully I will see you again soon.